Hi everyone, I am back with another video. This is the second time I've had to film this. And I'm going to go properly close my door. So, second time I've had to try and film this. The lighting was a bit weird in the first one. So this is my next Doctor Who haul. So, as you are probably very well established, I like Doctor Who. So I collect the magazines, I collect the books, I collect things like that. So, yes, I'm just going to get on with it. So, we have a stack of Doctor Who magazines. So this is the In the Studio. So this is Production Secrets from the Heart of Doctor Who. So this tells you everything from, like, the green screens to the stages, how like time has passed, things like that. Like it says Doctorate Who. So people they needed to bring on things like that, like Dalek, like dubbing the Dalek voices and things like, just all sorts, like the control rooms. And then we've got the world of Doctor Who, the past, present and future of the fandom. Though at this point, who knows where the future of the fandom's going? Because none of us certainly don't. We've got the new spin-off coming, but about the Sea Devils, but much as that, we don't know. I like how we've got a section called Taking Over the Asylum, which was actually a TV show that David Tennant was in the 90s. Very good TV show if you want to go and check it out. I actually have one of the quotes tattooed on my knee. Permanently. But yes, this talks about like the entire fandom, the highs and lows of the 1980s, the press, America, the wilderness years. I feel like we're heading back to like having a break. A long one maybe. You'll see how long I've had this haul in a bit. So, those, and I'll show these. So, as you may as well know, I know a guy called Charlie. Charlie works in the Who shop online, and he obviously creates a lot of Doctor Who merchandise and sells it. So, those two and what I'm about to show you are the ones that I got of him. So, I've got The Doctor's The Essential Guide to the Many Faces of the Time Lord. So this takes you through all of the different Doctors. So like, you've got Peter Davison here, who I've met, and he is lovely. He's also David Tennant's father-in-law. In case you all wanted to know. There's Colin Baker, who I hopefully will be meeting in August. Paul McGann, just takes you through all of them. Christopher Eccleston, who I have actually met. He was the first Doctor I ever met. Surprisingly. I've met Sylvester McCoy as well. Then we've got one on the TARDIS, because I love the TARDIS. My door to my room is actually the front. It's like this bit, the TARDIS. It's like a giant sticker of that. So this takes you like in and out of the entire TARDIS, like the consoles, the technology, how it works, like how people built it. I really want to build like an actual console and have it like fully working. Like I really want to build that. Something kind of like that, but like from the 10th Doctor's era, and have it like fully working. I do have a den that I might build that in. So, as well as that, he also sells the Doctor Who Adventure magazines. So, I've got myself 5 more issues of these tonight. I have 10. So, I'm just going to show you them because I don't know. So this said, beware Ood alert. So this is the problem, and I did do this a lot. I like the word Ood. And as soon as you've got me saying Ood, I will say it about 1,000 times. These are really neat posters. Like, come on, look at that. I would have that on my wall if I had the space. As you can see, I clearly don't know. I need to take that one, a frame down at the top. Not that one. That one. It says, see, we must feed the ood. I love the ood. They're so squidgy. Like, a cuteness aggression comes out with the ood. I want to squish them. They're up there as well. Got this one. Creepy creatures. I will admit, this one is horrifying. These scare the living crap out of me. It took me months before I watched this episode. Like, literal months. These also have, like, things. You've seen my remote controller, K9. He's currently still continuing tail cosmetics. His tail is very bent. Severely bent. He's got his ears, though, now. That one. And then... like this is... it's war. That reminds me of the quote where they go, "This is not war, this is pest control." I can do that really well. Maybe I should be the voice for Dalek. But anyway, got them. This explains how long I've had this. This is the Billie Piper is the Doctor issue of the Doctor Who magazine. So she popped up at the end of the Reality War as the Doctor, as the 16th Doctor. Now, is she or isn't she? That's a question we do not know the answer to. I think we might have a situation on our hands, David Tennant 14th Doctor situation, as I like to call it, where she may be, therefore are the 3 specials. You can see my Crowley tattoo. Anyway, not the point. 3 specials. And then, or maybe even just one, like a special, and then we get the 17th Doctor, which is the actual Doctor we do the series with. But who knows at this point? I have no idea. I'd like to see her have at least a stint as the Doctor, because I do love me some Billie Piper, because she was brilliant. But we shall see. And another thing that kind of links to the Reality War is I went on Vinted and got myself 2 magazines with Jodie Whittaker on. Now, I am going to be openly, poignantly honest with you all. I was not keen on Jodie Whittaker at first as the Doctor. And she did not, fit my bill as the Doctor. And then she popped up in Reality War and I squealed like a child. I had a little bit of a fan moment and I just went ee! Like that when she popped up. So now I like Jodie Whittaker now. Apparently, 13th Doctor. Give me some more of that. I have some DVDs actually. I got some just out and about, and I'm getting some for my birthday as well, so I'm quite pleased with these. When I saw them, I couldn't resist them. So, yeah, I legit properly squealed. Like, I wish I filmed that. I really wished I filmed that, because that was just funny as anything. Anyway, got another big book. So, Sophie Aldred, as we all should know as Ace, is releasing 2 books about her time on Doctor Who. So this is called Ace Jacket, The Inside Story. So this is about her jacket and all the badges and patches on the jacket. This is so heavy, by the way. And all the money that is going for both of these pre-orders, the other one hasn't come yet, but you will see it when it arrives, goes to autism charities, so that's pretty amazing. But this also has contributions by David Tennant, Jodie Whittaker, Peter Capaldi, Paul McGann, Sylvester McCoy, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Stephen Moffat, Chris Chibnall, who I know a lot of people aren't keen on, Pete McTighe, I think I butchered his name, Frank Skinner, Nicola Bryant, Louise Jameson, Andrew Cartmel, Rob Shearman, Katie Manning, and Rona Munro, and obviously some more. So, This literally takes you through all of them that are on there. All the pins and things like that. She also has a Winnie the Pooh pin, which is really cool. Oh, and Terry Malloy's in here as well. Terry Malloy is Davros. So I will, obviously, when the next one comes, I will show you that. Then I have another one of these. So these are the Doctor Who, The Complete History, the definitive guide to the making of Doctor Who. Another 10th Doctor one, of course. I keep finding these ones. So this is The Runaway Bride, Smith and Jones, and the Shakespeare Code. I love how it has like the posters to them on the bottom. So this just takes you through behind the scenes on all the different episodes that it includes. There's the power couple. The non-romantic power couple. Still power couple though. Them are also kind of freaky. But yeah, it takes you through the publicity, the broadcasting, the casting credits, how they do like the makeup and stuff, the profile on the Empress of the Rackanus, and then how they do everything else. These are really cool, but there's 90 of these I found out today. 90. I do not have the space for 90 of these. I don't have the space for the many different books that keep coming out, but who knows. Then I have the Doctor Who, The Writer's Tale. You will have seen the paperback version of this. I actually can't tell whether this is actually identical to the paperback or not. But I have a paperback version of this. However, this I found on Vinted, by the way. Signed by Russell T Davies. I was not going to give up that easily. Although it does have like a different name inscription in. I was not giving up. So this has design cutbacks, behind the scenes scripts, how they do the writing, basically. Oh my god, that's that thing. From the thing. I need to show you this. You know the Titanic one? That's that tiny thing. That small guy. You know who I mean. I'm failing at this. I can't even think of his name. Banana for that one. The Banana Philakaka. I butcher his name every time I say it, but that guy. Him. And we have some small books as well. This is actually kind of taking longer than the last one. Why? Because I keep yammering on about stuff that doesn't matter. Anyway, that was signed by Russell T Davies, and that is Bloody Holy Grail. Right, put them to that side. Okie dokie. Then we have The Stealers of Dreams by Steve Lyons. This is the Billie Piper and Christopher Eccleston. I literally just mentioned his name not long ago. And this also has Captain Jack in it as John Barrowman. John Barrowman as Captain Jack. I do that all the time. They are the same person. We all know this by now. So this is set far in the future. And they find a world that fiction's been outlawed on. So it's a world where it's a crime to tell stories, a crime to lie, a crime to hope, and a crime to dream. This sounds like this should be a song. But now somebody's challenging the status quo. A pirate TV station urges people to fight back. The Doctor wants to help until he sees how easily dreams can turn into nightmares. With one of his companions stalked by shadows and the other committed to an asylum, we can all guess which is which. The Doctor is forced to admit that fiction can be dangerous after all, though perhaps it's not as deadly as the truth. I have quite a few of these now. I collect them both in hardback and in paperback. I just get the ones I can get hold of. Then we have Doctor Who, Time Lord Victorious, All the Flesh is Grass by Una McCormack. Even a Time Lord can't change the past. I mean, look at this cover. So that's Paul McGann, that's Christopher Eccleston, that's David Tennant. These are the Daleks. Just in case you weren't familiar. But if you're watching this, I kind of hope you're a bit familiar with Doctor Who. It's just a plain hardback. Though actually that looks really nice if I just took the dust jacket off and did that on my shelf. I'm not going. It smells so nice. Sorry. Got distracted. Do you ever get distracted by nice smelling books? A wasteland, a dead world. No, there is a biodome rising from the ashes. Here life teems and flourishes with strange lush plants and many winged insects with bright carapaces. And one solitary sentient creature who spends its days talking to the insects and tending this lonely garden. This is Inyat, the last of the Cortoran. I'm learning how to pronounce these names now. In all flesh is grass, we are transported back to the dark times. The 10th Doctor has sworn to stop the Cortoran ending death and bringing life to the universe. But his plan is unravelling. Instead of bringing life, nothing has changed, and all around him people are dying. Death is everywhere. Now he must confront his former selves. One in league with their greatest nemesis, and the other man in the ship of the undead. I'm going to guess he's in the league with them. He's manning the ship of the undead. I'm going to guess. I haven't read this yet. There's a first one. There's another one before that one. Now, you're probably going to look at me and go, these don't count as Doctor Who books. These next two do. They are written by two people who were in Doctor Who. I Am What I Am by John Barrowman. I have already read Anything Goes by John Barrowman. This signed? Was this the one that was signed? No, my other one is. It's not. I'm going to get this signed by John Barrowman when I meet him. Although it's kind of splodged. I say when. There's no planned date. But there's actual pictures of him on the set of Torchwood. And Doctor Who. There's pictures, so... It counts. He also, writes these with his sister. Which I think is cool. And he has a fantasy series that he's written with his sister, which is really neat. And then, Is There Life Outside the Box? And Actors Disperse by Peter Davison with the foreword by David Tennant. And love the back of this. It says, his fans have spoken, but despite the request, Peter Davison has gone ahead and written his autobiography anyway. It wasn't the book they tried to stop, it was more like the book they didn't want him to start. Honestly. It's funny though. Does it have pictures of him in Doctor Who? Oh yeah. There you go. TARDIS picture right at the bottom there. That was the Time Crash episode in 2007. So that would have been when he was... that's actually David Tennant dressed as him. That's really neat, actually, seeing that. I don't get to see a lot of these pictures. Any of him actually in Doctor Who? No, I think the rest are just like him on the Isle of Wight and things like that. That's cool though. So, there you go. That took more than the other one. But yeah, so that is my Doctor Who book haul this time. I hope you enjoyed this, and this is actually filmed a lot better than the last one. My last attempt. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, before I forget, in case anyone wanted to know, yes, I did get my hands on the 14th Doctor with the Meep. That's going on my shelf. In case you're all curious. I'll have to find a good spot for it between... I've got the 10th Doctor with the Face of Bone Jack, the Little People, and then I have Harold Saxon and the Vashta Nedra. Even though they creep me out as well. I do have a Vashta Nedra on my shelf as well. So yeah, I have a Weeping Angel as well on the other side of my room. I love the Weeping Angels, cool. And then I have my other collectible figures dotted around. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.